Hello, dear students. So, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the antenatal assessment. So, antenatal assessment it includes two main basic terms. First is careful history taking, and another is the examination. So, under the antenatal assessment, first we are going to discuss about the number of antenatal visits. So, ideally there are recommendation for the antenatal visit as per the period of gestation. So up to the 7 months, that is 28 weeks, one visit every one. Then from 8 month, that is up to 36 weeks, twice a month. The visit, antenatal visit should be twice a month. Then from the 9 months onwards, once a week, there should be a antenatal visit. So minimum recommendation in India. So in हमारे इंडिया में कम से कम जो मिनिमम रिकमेंडेशन वो क्या है 4 antenatal visit there should be there. First visit as soon as the mother got registered. Mother को पता चला कि yes, I am pregnant. She is going to get register herself. So second visit is between 14 to 26 weeks POG. POG is period of gestation. Third visit होगी from 28 to 34 weeks and fourth visit is from 36 weeks of period of gestation to till term. So the World Health Organization in the 2000 recommendation has introduced the word contact instead of visit. So they said that the word visit should be replaced with the word contact. Contact means there is some kind of a exchange between the healthcare provider and the mother. So the 2016 WHO antenatal care model suggested total 8 contacts between mother and healthcare provider. So they say that the healthcare provider and so now we are going to compare between the WHO focus antenatal care model and the latest 2016 WHO antenatal care guidelines. So under the WHO FANC model, there are 4 visits. One visit in the first trimester, one visit in the second, and 2 visits in the third trimester. Whereas in the first step is a history taking. After history taking is a basic terminology. नेक्स्ट ये हमारी है ऑब्स्टेट्रिकल टर्मिनोलॉजीज। बच्चों इसको बहुत ध्यान से समझना क्योंकि आगे पूरी गायनी में हम इसको डिस्कस करेंगे टर्मिनोलॉजी को। एक फर्स्ट टर्मिनोलॉजी हमारी है ग्रेविडा। ग्रेविडा मीन्स अ प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन। याद रखना ग्रेविड यूट्रस मीन्स अ प्रेग्नेंट यूट्रस। सो ग्रेविडा मीन्स अ प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन। Term gravidity. Gravidity means number of time a female has conceived. It includes both past and present pregnancy. That is gravidity. It means number of time a female has conceived both past and present. Then is nulli gravida. Nulli gravida which has never conceived. And then is primi gravida. Primi means for the first time. The woman who has conceived for the first time. Another term is multigravida, the women who has conceived for more than one time. Then another term is parity. Parity means the pregnancy which has crossed the period of viability. Period of viability मतलब अगर इस टाइम पीरियड के बाद बच्चा पैदा होगा तो चांसेस है कि हम उस बच्चे को बचा लेंगे. So period of viability currently in India is 24 weeks. So viability is defined differently in different countries. In the past, viability was considered from 28 weeks onwards, but now due to the improvement in the neonatal survival rates, the viability of period in India currently is at 24 weeks. So parity means the pregnancy which has caused the period of viability. Nullipara, the women whose pregnancy has never crossed the period of viability. मतलब वो pregnant तो हुई, शायद abortion हो गया, कुछ भी होगा, उसकी pregnancy viability period cross नहीं कर सकी. Primipara, the one who has delivered one child which has reached the period of viability. Multipara, women has 2 or more pregnancy that reach the period of viability. And grand multipara, women who has at least 4 viable pregnancy. That is grand multipara. So these are the basic obstetrical terms. Now, obstetrical score or formula used to check the obstetric score. There are three methods through which we can calculate the obstetric score. बच्चे first is हमारा first method is GXPA. G is for gravida and P is for parity. Gravida and parity. X is number of time female has conceived and number of time the pregnancy has crossed the period of viability. So example, a pregnant woman at 24 weeks has a history of one full term live birth at 37 weeks. So her G here would be G2. क्योंकि एक तो उसकी ऑलरेडी बच्चा उसके पास है फुल टर्म बच्चा विच इज एट 37 वीक्स एंड करंटली उसकी ये सेकंड प्रेगनेंसी. तो यहाँ पे उसका G2 ग्रेविडा हो जाएगा 2 एंड पेराइटी हो जाएगी 1 बिकॉज उसका जो फर्स्ट चाइल्ड है वो है 37 वीक्स क्रॉस कर चुका है. एंड सेकेंड मेथड हम यूज कर सकते हैं GPA+B. G यहाँ पे अगेन ग्रेविडा है एंड P इज पेराइटी. Here A denotes for the pregnancy which has crossed the period of viability and V is the number of abortion. And third method is GTPAL system. GTPAL is gravida, term birth, preterm birth, abortion and current live birth. अब इसके हम एग्जाम्पल आगे डिस्कस करते हैं. A fourth time pregnant woman who had a history of one abortion. A daughter born at 40 weeks, a boy born at 34 weeks. So from here, let's calculate her GTPAL score. Fourth time pregnant. So इससे क्लियर है कि G उसका क्या हो गया 4 क्योंकि वो ग्रेविडा फोर्थ टाइम प्रेग्नेंट है. नेक्स्ट T हमारी उसकी T is related to the woman who has a history of one abortion, a daughter born at the 40 weeks and a boy born at the 34 week. So यहाँ पे उसका टर्म पे एक जो उसकी डॉटर थी वो आ गई 1 क्योंकि ये बच्चा तो उसका 34 वीक्स पे. इफ यू रिमेंबर द प्रेगनेंसी बिफोर द 37 वीक्स उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं प्री टर्म. सो हेयर हमारा P आ जाएगा 1, टर्म इज 1, preterm is 1 and abortion history is 1 and L is live birth and live birth is 2. So let's take one more example of pregnant women with 2 children born at 38 weeks and 39 weeks. A pregnant women मतलब कि भी so GTPL here we'll calculate GTPL. So ग्रेविडा यहाँ पे क्या होगा 2 बच्चे ऑलरेडी हैं और एक करंटली है. So G यहाँ पे हो जाएगा 3 means she is pregnant for the third time. And T टर्म बर्थ कितने उसके अभी 2 क्योंकि एक 38 वीक पे बच्चा हुआ और दूसरा 39 पे. So T यहाँ पे हमारा आ जाएगा 2. प्री टर्म जो हमारा यहाँ पे P 0 क्योंकि कोई भी बच्चा टाइम से पहले नहीं हुआ and abortion is also 0 and L live birth is 2. So now moving ahead, we are going to discuss about the pelvic grip or fundal grips or Leopard maneuvers. So basically all these grips are used to help to assess the fetal lie, what is the fetal presentation or the position. So always keep in mind one thing that the fetal lie and presentation can be assessed only after the 32 weeks of gestation. Before that, it is mandatory to assess palpate the fetal parts. But otherwise, what is the exact position, what is the exact, we can say the presentation of a child, that we can diagnose only after the 32 weeks of pregnancy. So before discussing about these grips, I want to share with you few terms. First term is lie. So lie, it refers to the relationship of the long axis of the fetus to the long axis of maternal spine. C. So here I have drawn the lie is longitudinal. If the child is in this position inside the mother abdomen, so the lie is longitudinal. Another is if the child is in like this position, so it means the lie is oblique lie. And if the child is in this position, then the lie is transverse lie. So the most common lie is the longitudinal lie with the cephalic presentation. Another term is presentation. Presentation means the part of the fetus which is in the lower pole of the uterus. So the part which is coming out first during the delivery, so we can say that that is a presentation. So the most common presentation is the cephalic presentation. So cephalic presentation, suppose this is the buttocks and this is the head. If the head of the fetus is in the downward position, that is in the pelvic cavity, so we can say that this is cephalic presentation. And if suppose if the head is on the upper side and buttocks are on the lower side, we say that this is breech presentation. Then another term is the presenting part. Presenting part means when we are doing the pervaginal examination, the part of the fetus which touches the finger of the examiner. Suppose in case of if we are saying the cephalic presentation, maybe it can be a vertex, it can be a face. So the fingers are touching which part of the fetus, that is a presenting part. Now further about preparation for the abdominal examination means preparation for the fundal grips. अब हम फंडल ग्रिप करने जा रहे हैं और किन किन पॉइंट्स का हमने ध्यान रखना. सो द फर्स्ट एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज आस्क द मदर टू एम्प्टी द ब्लैडर. First point, the bladder should be empty. And second, make the mother to lie on the back with the upper part supported by any kind of cushion. With the upper part supported by cushion. So never make the mother lie flat on back because it will lead to the supine hypotension. So as the weight of gravid uterus, gravid means pregnant, so the weight of gravid uterus will put pressure on the superior vena cava and it will lead to fainting and decrease in blood pressure, which is called as supine hypotension. And if there is a condition of supine hypotension, mother complains that she is feeling dizziness, so make her to lie on her side. Mother को एकदम से हमने साइड पे टिल्ट कर, जब तक वो नहीं कह रहे कि हाँ yes I am fine, तब तक हमने उस पोजीशन पे रखना है. ठीक है. So never make the mother lie on her back with the flat. Next हमने ध्यान रखना है, whenever we are doing the fundal grips, always tell mother to flex her legs. Tell the mother to flex on her legs and stand on the right side of mother. The examiner should stand on the right side and divert the mind of the mother with some conversation. And if your hands are cold, make it warm. Then only touch the abdomen of the mother. So warm the hand before touching the mother abdomen. So there are the 4 type of fundal grips. So before doing the fundal grip, we need to assess the gestational age. So for the assessment of the gestational age, what we will do, we will assess the fundal height. So always remember, when we are assessing the fundal height, tell mother to not flex her legs. So इस टाइम पे हम नहीं बोलेंगे मदर को फ्लेक्स करने को. Tell her to straight her legs. Point I want to discuss that at 24 weeks of gestation, the fundal height in weeks is equal to the fundal height centimeter. So at 24 weeks, the fundal height in weeks is equal to fundal height in centimeter. So when we are assessing the fundal height, always make use of your left hand. ऐसे अपने left hand का इस्तेमाल करना. Make it a little curve and with the help of the unroll border of your left hand. So for the assessment of the fundal height, we are going to make use of our left hand. So like in this manner, suppose this is abdomen. So for the assessment, we are going to start from the Xiphisternum. So in this manner, lift up your hand like this. So goes downward till the symphysis pubis. And you have to stop at the point where you are feeling resistance or any kind of bulginess. लग रहा है कि अब इससे नीचे मुझे hardness feel हो रही है. So that is a point where the fundus of uterus is present. So where the so according to which we can assess the gestational age. Like example in the earlier lecture we have discussed also. Suppose this is the symphysis pubis, this is umbilicus, and this is the xiphisternum. And so we are doing the this fundal height assessment. Suppose I have found that the fundal height is at two two-thirds the distance between xiphisternum and umbilicus. If it is between this distance, so it means that the fundus of the uterus is at 32 weeks. If I am saying that the fundus is at the point of umbilicus, then the weeks of gestation is 24 weeks. So remember, we are just recalling, if you remember in the last lecture, we have discussed that the at 40 weeks also the fundal height is same as like 32 weeks. So how we can differentiate between the 40 weeks and the 32 weeks? On the basis of the flank, if the flanks are full, that means that we are at 40 weeks. And if we cannot feel the fetal head, so means we are at the 40 weeks. So by this manner, from the fundal height, we'll assess the weeks of gestation. Now moving further towards the fundal grip. Now the first fundal grip is fundal palpation, or we are saying it as first Leopard maneuver. So this grip helps to find out the lie and presentation of the fetus. Lie, we have to check whether the fetus in the longitudinal, oblique, or the transverse lie. So put your hand on the fundus of the uterus. So like this, we have to put our hand in the fundal area and try to palpate. If you are feeling a soft, broad, irregular structure, so it means it is buttocks. So अगर buttocks ऊपर है तो means head क्या होगा? नीचे होगा. So this is a cephalic presentation. And if you are feeling hard, firm and globular structure, it indicates head is on the upper side. अगर head ऊपर होगा तो buttocks नीचे होंगे. That is a breech presentation. And lie, if it is not a longitudinal lie, so we'll say that its fundal grip will be empty. हम ऐसे अगर palpate करेंगे, we cannot feel anything. So from this we can confirm the lie and the presentation from the first fundal grip. Now is the second fundal grip, which is called as lateral palpation, lateral grip, or second Leopard maneuver. So this grip helps to find out locate the where is the fetus back and where is the limbs of the fetus. So for this, we have to bring the hand from the fundal area towards the side of umbilicus. Fundus area से अपने हाथ नीचे umbilicus की तरफ लेके आने हैं and try to palpate from one side. एक side थोड़ा सा pressure डाल के palpate करो. Similarly, try to palpate from the another side. फिर दूसरी side से थोड़ा सा pressure डाल के उसको palpate करना है. If we are feeling like irregular knobs, it means it is limbs. जिस तरफ irregular knobs feel होंगे वो क्या है? बच्चे के limbs है. अगर जिस तरफ हमें feel हो रहा है flat, continuous, hard structure, so that is the back of the child. So back of the fetus is on that side. So always we know that where there is a back of the child, the occiput will be definitely on that side. So clear? This is our second grip. Third is, which is also called as the first pelvic grip, superficial pelvic grip, or the poly grip. So this grip helps to find out the which part of the fetus in the lower pole of the uterus. And we can also find out whether the engagement has occurred or not. So in this, place your hands on the symphysis pubis and try to palpate the presenting part. So the presenting part will come in between your thumb and the fingers. Try to palpate. If it is a like a hard structure, so you can say that it is a head. If it is a soft and irregular structure, means that is buttocks. So from this we can reconfirm which fetal part is present in the lower area. Apart from that, if the presenting part is head, so in that case, we'll try to grab the hand in between the thumb and finger and try to slightly move it from side to side. This movement from side to side is the allotment, as we have discussed. If the head is engaged means if it has entered the pelvic cavity, we cannot move the head from side to side. If the head is not engaged, it is above the pelvis, so we can move the head from side to side. From where we can say that it is the head is engaged or not. So in case of the transfer lie, the third grip will be empty. Moving further is the second pelvic grip, which is also called as the deep pelvic grip or the fourth leopard maneuver. So in this, bring your hands on the lower side of the uterus. So with the palm of the hands, we have to make use of it. Like in this manner. So palpate the part of the fetus which we are feeling. Then try to push your fingers downward and inward by keeping the thumb close. Like in this manner. Palpate by keeping the thumb close and palpate. If your fingers are coming together, like means converging is happening, so it means engagement has not happened, means head is not fixed. But if we are moving our finger downwards and inwards but we are not able to touch the fingers, so it means the head is engaged, fingers is diverging. If the finger is diverging, it means head is fixed or engaged. And if the converging, so head is not fixed or not engaged. See here, I want to tell one thing, but there is a difference between the fixed और engagement. Normally जब जैसे हमारा head है वो pelvis में enter करेगा, we can say that head is fixed. But engagement जैसे थोड़ी different है. Usually हम क्या कहते हैं कि भी जो फीटल के हेड को मीन्स की पालपेट कवर करने के लिए हमारी 5 फिंगर्स रिक्वायर्ड होती हैं. सपोज अगर मेरी इफ माई 5 फिंगर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड टू कवर द हेड ऑफ द बेबी, आई विल से इट इज 5/5 पाल्पेबल. अगर मेरी 5 फिंगर्स यूज हो रही है, सो इट इज 5/5 पाल्पेबल. अगर इफ इन केस ठीक है ये सिर्फ 4 फिंगर्स यूज हो रही है फीटल के हेड कवर करने को, सो इट इज 4/5 पाल्पेबल. अगर मेरी हेड अब थोड़ा सा और अंदर चला गया है तो सिर्फ मेरी 3 फिंगर्स यूज हो रही हैं, सो इट इज 3/5 पाल्पेबल. अब उसके बाद हेड ज्यादा डीप इंसर्ट हो गया, सो इट इज 2/5 पाल्पेबल. सो अगर मेरी सिर्फ 2 फिंगर्स यूज हो रही है, उससे कम यूज हो रही है फीटल के हेड को कवर करने के लिए, सो इट इज 2/5 पाल्पेबल. जब 2/5 पाल्पेबल होगा तो हम कहेंगे द हेड इज एंगेज्ड. So clear the difference between the fixed and engaged. So these were the 4 grips or antenatal grips. Now for the auscultation of the fetal heart sound. For the auscultation of the fetal heart sound, it is there is a simple standard rule. If we say that the cephalic presentation head is on the downside, so we'll assess the fetal heart sound below the umbilicus. And if it is a breech presentation, so in that case, we'll assess the fetal heart sound above the umbilicus in case of the breech presentation. So in the occiput anterior position, they are best heard close to the midline on the side. In the occiput transfer, more laterally, and in the occiput posterior are well out in the flank. So in this manner, we can assess the auscultate the fetal heart sound. एंड ऑल्सो रजे ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड वन थिंग, जब भी हम ये लाई असेस करें ध्यान रखना कि कहीं पे ट्रांसफर लाई तो नहीं है. अगर ट्रांसफर लाई है तो इमीडिएटली रेफर द विमेन फॉर सिजेरियन सेक्शन, क्योंकि ट्रांसफर लाई में देर इज नो मैकेनिज्म बाय विच वी कैन डिलीवर अ चाइल्ड बाय एनवीडी, नॉर्मल वेजाइनल डिलीवरी. सो इस केस में हमें बच्चे को रेफर करना ही होगा. कस अबाउट द laboratory investigation which we do in the antenatal period. So the first laboratory examination is the CBC and the hemoglobin. So complete blood count when the mother says she is pregnant. So it is our responsibility as a healthcare worker to tell the mother to get her a complete blood count examination, and also the assessment of the HB. So HB assessment is done in all the trimester as per Indian guidelines. As per Indian guidelines, we have to do the HB assessment in all the trimesters with the digital hemoglobinometer. With digital hemoglobinometer provided under Anemia Mukt Bharat. Provided under Anemia Mukt Bharat. Second is routine urine examination for to assess the diabetes, to check the proteinuria, and to diagnose any kind of bacterial disease like bacterial infection and renal disease. Then rapid malaria test is done in case of the endemic area. Assessment of the blood group and the RH is very, very important parameter. So if the mother is RH negative and husband is RH assessed, then assess the RH status of husband. And if husband is positive, then go for the indirect comb test, ICT. And then while performing the ICT, repeat the indirect comb test 28 weeks also, and at 28 weeks, we can give the anti-D immunoglobulin to mother. Then just assessment of the gestational diabetes. Diabetes should be assessed in the first trimester and post trimester or at the first visit with reassessment at 24 to 28 weeks and 32 to 36 weeks. Then assessment for the venereal disease research laboratory examination for the syphilis and hepatitis. We should perform the hepatitis examination despite of any kind of immunization status. Then HIV assessment, for in this we choose for the opt-out approach. Opt-out approaches means कि we have to tell the patient that we are going to perform your HIV assessment test, which is a part of the standard care, and we'll do until patient explicitly refused. So that is opt-out approach. Then the combined test for the aneuploidy like the triple test and dual test. After that, assessment of the rubella, both IgM and IgG. If these both are negative, means the mother is very much susceptible to having a rubella. So, recommend for rubella vaccination after the delivery. After delivery, because rubella is a live vaccine, we cannot give it in the pregnancy, because all the live vaccines are contraindicated in pregnancy. So in short, the assessment which we have to do in the in every visit, we can say that assessment which we should do in every visit is first is the assessment of the blood pressure, second is assessment of the weight, third is to check for any kind of pathological edema, then uterine size and fundal height, and FHS either by Doppler or by stethoscope. And last after the FHS is we have to assess the urine for the protein urea. So these assessment we should perform in every visit, and at 24 to 28 week. One is the ICT if there is a RH negative mother with a RH positive husband. And second, we have to assess for the gestational diabetes mellitus. So these are the mandatory tests which we need to do in the antenatal period. Thank you so much.